man is behind bars after the remains of a woman who disappeared in late July were later found in a landfill. At around 11 p.m. on the 25th of July, 49-year-old Kara Raylene Taylor left her home at 221 Jefferson Street in Oregon City, Oregon. She was reported missing by a roommate, 47-year-old Jamin Peter Fritsch, 2 days later. Her disappearance was considered suspicious, and at 10:30 a.m. on the 5th of August, a search warrant was executed at the home where investigators found blood on the bathroom, bathtub, walls and on a saw. Detectives discovered that Peter made several trips to the Home Depot to buy zip ties, tarps, a saw blade, a black tote, contractor bags, among other things prior to reporting Kara missing. Investigators concluded that Kara died by homicidal violence, and an arrest warrant was issued for Jamin. At 12:30 a.m. on the 7th of August, Jamin was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and abuse of a corpse. Jamin allegedly admitted to killing and dismembering Kara and disposing of her body at multiple garbage dumps, telling police he did it so they wouldn't be able to find her body. On the 11th of August, investigators began searching the Coffin Butte landfill in Corvallis, about 70 miles from where Taylor was reported missing. After searching for several days, investigators discovered human remains at the site, which matched Kara's DNA. Kara was from Pasco, Washington State, and was staying in Oregon City, Oregon visiting friends. She recently underwent spinal surgery and was staying with Jamin during her recovery. Kara worked as a respiratory therapist and has a 22-year-old nonverbal daughter who requires around-the-clock assistance. Her family described her as a phenomenal mother. Kara's brother said he'd like to lay her to rest. Right now she's sitting out in a landfill or somewhere, and it kills me. It hurts, he said. Jamin is held at the Clackamas County Jail without bond. The investigation into the matter continues. Authorities are investigating after 18-year-old Brittany Gutierrez Begarin was fatally shot in a car. The incident occurred at around 12:45 a.m. on Tuesday the 15th of August, during a road rage incident between two cars heading west on Interstate 10, near 83rd Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona, when Brittany, who was a passenger in one of the cars, was shot. Brittany's boyfriend, who was driving, pulled over on 91st Avenue off-ramp and called 911 to report that someone in a grey or silver Chrysler 200 had shot his girlfriend and fled the scene. He tried performing life-saving measures on her until paramedics arrived. Brittany was then taken to hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. No other injuries were reported. Brittany's sister Alexa Torres said that Brittany was very independent and had so much going on for her. She was truly inspiring, she said. Her family described Brittany as a bright light who had dreams of becoming an aesthetician after graduating high school and travelling the world. It's unclear what started the dispute. No arrests have been made to date, as the investigation into the matter continues. Police are searching for a suspect after an 11-year-old girl was murdered while her father was at work. At 3:07 p.m. on Saturday the 12th of August, authorities were called to an apartment complex at 1004 Main Street in Pasadena, Texas, after receiving a call about an unresponsive girl. When first responders arrived, the girl, who was identified as Maria Gonzalez, was pronounced dead at the scene. The medical examiner determined that Maria had been violated, and the cause of death was asphyxiation due to strangulation and blunt force head and neck trauma. Authorities said that Maria and her father, Carmela Gonzalez, were from Guatemala and lived in the apartment together, but other relatives resided in the same building. Carmela reportedly left for work at around 9:45 a.m, and the two stayed in contact via text and voice messages. About an hour later, Maria texted her father to say that there was a stranger knocking at their door. Their communication ceased after that. Carmela asked the girl's aunt and uncle, who also lived in the complex, to go check on her. Maria's uncle did not find anything when he looked for her across the apartment with his wife, but became alarmed after seeing coffee and sugar scattered on the couch. Eventually, her father came home at around 3 p.m. and discovered his daughter's body concealed under a bed wrapped in a trash bag and put in a laundry basket. Police have taken voluntary DNA samples from some residents in the complex, but authorities said that some were uncooperative. Investigators are also concerned that the security cameras installed in the complex may not be operational due to storm damage several months ago. Police said that Carmelo's alibis check out, and he's not considered a suspect. Carmelo and Maria moved to the US from Guatemala about 4 years ago, where Carmelo's wife and younger daughter still live. Investigators are combing through physical and digital evidence and continue to search for the suspect. 50-year-old James Jenner III is behind bars for fatally shooting his girlfriend. At around 2:30 p.m. on Monday the 14th of August, authorities responded to a home in the 1600 block of Golden Arrow Drive in Las Vegas, Nevada on report of a possibly injured person. When officers arrived, they were met by James at the residence and found a woman deceased inside with a gunshot wound. Detectives determined that James, the woman's boyfriend, was a suspect in the shooting and he was arrested. Authorities did not disclose a possible motive in the attack. James was booked into the Clark County Detention Center on charges of murder with a deadly weapon and owning and possession of a gun by a prohibited person. He's been held without bail. The Clark County Coroner's Office has yet to identify the woman shot. James has a criminal history spanning more than 2 decades, which include multiple domestic violence assaults, possession of a stolen vehicle, and operating a chop shop. The investigation into the matter continues.